You did not come here to belong in this world. You came here to create a new world, a better world, a world of unconditional love and light. Hello and welcome. My name is Sanella Estrella. Welcome to the first episode of my YouTube channel. I know that most of you guys on here came from TikTok, and I just want to say thank you so much for moving platforms. I am shadow banned on TikTok right now, so people aren't seeing my videos, so I really appreciate that you guys are working with me and coming over here. So on this channel, we're going to be talking about spirituality, of course, starseeds, manifestation, law of attraction, aliens, conspiracies, all that good stuff. We're going to be talking about starseeds. What is a starseed? Which starseeds are there? And how do I know if I am a starseed? So if you've been following me on TikTok for a while, you may have seen my starseed videos in the beginning. I did 7 different species of starseeds. I talk about how to know if you are a starseed, what is your purpose here as a starseed. We're going to be getting into all of that today in depth. So first things first, what is a starseed? A starseed is a human in this life, but your soul isn't originally from here. You are literally from the stars, and you are seated here because you have a purpose and a mission. I hate to disappoint you, you're not technically an alien. There are some ETs walking around among us that look just like us that we're going to get into, but if you are a starseed, you lived a life, or many, as an extraterrestrial. It's more than likely that you have more than one starseed, but knowing at least one can really kind of give you a deeper understanding of who you are and give you some kind of belonging in this world. Because I know that for most of us starseeds here on Earth, you know, we've always felt out of place. And that is one of the very strong indicators that you are a starseed. So first things first, how do I know if I'm a starseed? There's kind of some symptoms of being a starseed. One of the very strong ones being that you have always felt special, that you have a higher purpose here on Earth, that you never were just meant to, you know, just live life. You were always meant to do something big and something special for the greater good of the community. A couple of years ago, I wrote this post on Instagram on one of my drawings that I did. And at this time, I did not know I was a starseed. I always felt like I didn't belong here. I always joked about being an alien, but I didn't realize that, you know, that's what I actually was in another life. So this post says, are you ever so eager for change that you literally want to jump out of your own skin and into a different planet? A change in yourself, a change in your life, a change in humanity, in the world, in the way we treat every living thing. Many days I'm deeply saddened by the society that we live in, where it's frowned upon to think for yourself, where we are sometimes more attached to our screens than we are to each other, where wars are still happening all over the world, where we see that our Mother Earth is sick and not getting better, but still we do nothing. I'm eternally grateful for art to help me escape these sad realities, because not only do I create my own reality, but I also connect with like-minded individuals through it. There are good people in the world, and being around their high frequencies, in turn, raises our own. I hope that one day we can evolve as a species to kill our egos and realize that once society collapses, there will be no money to be greedy for. All we will have is the sun in the sky, the earth beneath our feet, and each other. I thought I was having an existential crisis, but it seems to me that I was kind of having a premonition of 5D and of this shift that we had on December 21st. This was before I knew anything about starseeds, before I knew about the Great Conjunction, or that we were going into the age of Aquarius. And now it's coming to reality. Now we are planting the seed in others to make this change in society by starting with ourselves. You are seeding the new way of thinking. I know that it's really hard to feel like you don't belong here, because you don't belong here, but you chose to be here on Earth so that you could help others. That is what your mission is. You can be a starseed and a light worker. Most likely you are both. You did not come here to belong in this world. You came here to create a new world, a better world, a world of unconditional love and light. So we have to honor our time here. We can't say, oh my gosh, I found out I'm a starseed, I want to go back. No, there's no going back now. We signed up for this. We signed up for it. We're here, and we got to finish what we started. And then we can go back home. If we don't finish what we started, we might have to come back here. So let's honor our time and do the work that we came to do. Awakening your knowledge of being a starseed is not meant to make you want to go home or hate being on Earth even more. We want to make sure that we plant a seed of love and light, not of anything else. Love is the answer to everything. Right now, we are here in the present. Right now is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Okay, let's start getting into some different species of our star origins. It would be impossible to do every star origin because there is literally thousands of species within the Galactic Federation. We could have come from any of them. But there are some that are more known and prominent, and we know that there are hundreds of millions of these starseeds here. So I'm going to be covering a few different ones. But if you don't see yours on here or none of them resonate, that doesn't mean that you aren't a starseed. It is hard, if not impossible, to find out every single star origin species that is out there. So first, we're going to be talking about the Pleiadians. This one is probably one of the more well-known ones. They also go by the tall whites or the Nordic whites. They look just like us. They are 6 to 7 feet tall. They have usually blonde hair, blue eyes, and very fair skin, but sometimes they can look Asian and have darker hair or sometimes hair made of light. People say that they are us from the future, and there's actually many Pleiadians here on Earth. You would not know the difference because they look just like us. It's different than a Pleiadian starseed. There are Pleiadians walking among us. And, they're not trying to take over the planet or anything. They're very peaceful, loving. They are beings of unconditional love. People say that they are us from the future because, the past, present, and future exists all at once. The Pleiadians come from the Pleiades star cluster. Pleiadians' main goal is unconditional love. That's their whole ordeal. And when they aided in seeding our planet, they insisted that our consciousness be of unconditional love. And in order for that to happen, we had to be mammalian. So maybe that's why we look just like them. The unconditional love is represented by the element of water. There's 4 elements. There's 4 species that helped seed us, and the Pleiadians were one of them. They are the reason that we have this element of unconditional love. First group of humans that they incarnated into on Earth, first Pleiadian Starseeds, were indigenous people, Native Americans, Aboriginals, because of their deep connection with the planet. They had so much respect for our Mother Earth, and they felt really connected, and that is the Pleiadian way of life. So they first only incarnated into Native Americans and other indigenous tribes because of this. Their unconditional love and respect for the planet. They wanted to keep that value and morale within their species into humans. But eventually, with America being colonized by the British, it was a genocide, they were colonized. It's not easy to keep that love state of mind. The Native Americans eventually started to feel some hatred towards the British, and it wasn't of unconditional love anymore. So the Pleiadians branched off into other races and other types of humans as well. Anywhere where they can find that unconditional love. So the Pleiadians are high vibrational beings. They exist between 3-dimensional and 9-dimensional. They are powerful healers. They can alleviate pain, but they are also very intuitive and empathic. So some signs that you could be a Pleiadian starseed is that you are a natural healer. You want to help people. You could be a doctor, a therapist, anything of the sort. And you don't even need to be in that profession. You can just want to help people. You could be a motivational speaker and heal people mentally, You're also highly intuitive. Since the Pleiadians are represented by the element of water because of the unconditional love, you could be a water sign. Water signs are highly intuitive. They are highly empathic, but you can be any sign. I am an air sign and I am a Pleiadian starseed. You could be any sign. They are amazing communicators. They are represented by the divine feminine. Everyone has both. We have our divine masculine and we have our divine feminine, but you might feel more of a pull towards divine feminine if you are Pleiadian starseed. You are a natural lover, really believe that love is the answer to everything. I believe that wholeheartedly, that you can heal anything with love. And you have a strong connection to nature. If you feel a strong pull to being outside, being with the earth, grounding, you could be a Pleiadian starseed. Pleiadian starseeds are very smart and sincere. In a relationship, they're very loving and they expect the same from their partners. Pleiadian starseeds are mostly associated in professions with communication, spirituality, psychology, ecology, childcare, and healing, of course. Next, we are going to be talking about the Arcturians. This is also one of my star seeds and probably my most recent one because I feel such a strong pull towards them. So the Arcturians are from the star Arcturus. It is a huge star, much, much, much bigger than ours. Arcturus is about 37 light years away from our solar system. Arcturians are described as having bluish green skin. They have 3 fingers, they have large almond-shaped eyes, and they are short and slender. They have the ability to communicate telepathically, and they can also move things through telekinesis. They can move things with their mind. They don't eat food like humans do. They are one of the most highly developed alien species that we know of. Instead of eating food, they drink an elixir that nourishes their entire body. How cool would that be? They only sleep once a week, and for them, sleep is very, very sacred. They use their sleep to connect to higher realms and different dimensions of consciousness, which is kind of like what we do when we dream. So maybe we can tribute our dream state, our astral projection, to the Arcturians. They live to be between 350 and 400 years old, and they don't die of old age or disease. Instead, they leave when their spiritual mission is complete. So even though they have eyes, they actually don't need them. They can see telepathically. It's kind of like having your third eye open, or if you think about like whales and dolphins and beluga whales, having like sonar and being able to see things in their mind. It's kind of like that. They are naturally telekinetic. So they just come out and they can just move things with their mind, which is so cool, I think. They take in information telepathically at a rate 100 times faster than humans. During their own evolution, they really have come to master self. Their fundamental aspect of their being is love. Similar to Pleiadians, these higher dimensional beings are all about love. Love is the answer to everything. It can heal anything. And love is the ingredient necessary for our 5th dimensional density. Have overcome the lower fear-based self. They're masters of their bodies, controlling their emotions, their thoughts, creation, manifestation. They live in a civilization of total oneness. There's no ego there. They live according to their vibrational frequency and their aura colors. They have that. There's no mental illness. There's no physical illness. They live in pretty much a perfect world. Here are some traits that you might have if you are an Arcturian starseed. So Arcturian starseeds usually feel right at home and on Earth. And even though they might not know their origin, they know that they have this higher mission that they need to complete on Earth. They're always looking for the deeper meaning of life, feeling the need to bring a positive change to the world. A lot of you guys have been messaging me asking about what does it mean to be attracted to the sky or the moon. This one could be for you. You could be an Arcturian starseed. Arcturian starseeds feel very drawn to the night sky. Astrology, extraterrestrial life, it really interests you. You are always fantasizing about these faraway galaxies. Arcturian starseeds usually remember their origins subconsciously. They long for freedom and peacefulness, and that's something that the night sky represents. You could feel detached from social status. It doesn't matter to you because the hierarchy is stupid when you have this idea of oneness, right? All beings are equal, so that means nothing to you. You have an interest in ancient civilizations, whether that's Mesopotamia, Egypt, Mayans. You enjoy scientific discussions. Arcturians are great scientists. You have very vivid, strong memories. You may find yourself slipping into this daydream of your memories. Your childhood memories are accessible, but you can also remember things very vividly through sight, smell, and people with weird amount of clarity. You are very empathic. You can feel other people's emotions, and you sometimes take other people's emotions on thinking that they are your own, which is something that we empaths need to work on. Anyways, next we are going to be talking about the Sirians, and if you spent your childhood trying to convince your parents that you are a mermaid, this one is for you. Sirius is the brightest star in our galaxy, so these are not very far away from Earth. It is 2 or possibly 3 stars. The reason that the third star is a controversy is because it was only spotted once in 1929 and then never again. Sirius is only about 8 light years away from Earth. There's 3 planets in Sirius. It's Sirius A, B, and C. There are many different species within Sirians, from dolphins, whales. Yes, dolphins and whales are aliens. Merpeople, felines, and humanoids. The Sirians have strong beliefs, ideas, and personal integrity. They are very trustworthy in a friendship, and they expect the same from others. Do not share their interpersonal growth with others easily, and they have a difficulty sharing emotions and expressing feelings and needs. Sirians are considered dreamers for sure, and because of this, they kind of have some attention span issues. They're forgetful and have a tendency to not notice trivial, third-dimensional things in the present. They may appear to be uninterested, unattentive, but in actuality, they're just somewhere else. This gives me very Pisces energy. They also have a very deep connection with Earth, like the Pleiadians did. So a lot of the first Lyran Starseeds here were American Indians or Native Americans. Are very visual, both in their ability to see things that others do not and in their manner of learning. Sirians are benevolent souls. They are super nice, loving extraterrestrials, and they are the protectors and watchers of Earth. We are moving towards a more Sirian way of life. Shared wisdom on mathematics and astronomy through various tribes in Africa, including the Dogon of West Africa. So they have been visiting for a long time and communicating with humans. Lyran Starseeds are spiritual and uncomplicated. They are deeply spiritual, and they're also very intelligent. They achieve their goals easily, and they are open-minded and straightforward. They are well-adjusted and peaceful. They are very calm and resourceful, and it's really hard to make them angry. Very task-oriented. They take extremely good care, and they're always focused on the job. They have trouble expressing their inner emotions, and they really need time to reflect on them. They're open to new concepts, but they never push their opinions down anybody's throat. They are emotionally repressed. They prefer not to go back in the past. And that's something that we can really learn from. They are dreamers. They are always in their inner world. They are escaping their outer reality and going deep inside, daydreaming, being in this inner world. They are attracted to cats, dogs, whales, and dolphins. Hello, maybe you were a mermaid in the past. Next, we are going to be talking about Lyrans, the cat people. Lyrans are, or were, I should say, 12-dimensional beings. Sadly, their planet got destroyed during the Orion Wars. They lived on Lyra. Some of them fled to Sirius A when they knew that their planet was being destroyed. Many of them ceased to exist in a physical density on Lyra because Lyra is no more. But you can still have them as your spirit guides. You can still be a starseed, and many of them have incarnated onto other planets and into other galaxies. One of my spirit guides is actually a Lyran, so they are still there. You can still be a Lyran starseed. But unfortunately, Lyra did get destroyed in the Orion Wars. So it is said that the Lyrans actually built the Egyptian pyramids. They used the pyramids as a portal to go back and forth from Earth to Lyra. People who astral project and have met Sekhmet, they say that Sekhmet herself told them that she is not a goddess. She is an extraterrestrial. She is a Lyran. Lyrans can be over 20 feet tall, which would make total sense for building the pyramids because the blocks are huge. And let's be real, pyramids are older than the invention of the wheel. Here are some signs that you could be a Lyran Starseed. You are adventurous and you do not fear the unknown. Lyrans are represented by the element of fire. You might feel alienated from the masses, that you are different than others. You don't understand why some people around you live in a constant state of fear and not knowing what tomorrow will bring. To people who might not know you that well, you might come across as very serious. But deep down, you're actually sensitive and passionate about things that you care about. You also are passionate about helping others and doing acts of service for others. Sirians are represented by the divine masculine side. We all have both, but you might feel more of a pull towards the divine masculine. You feel that you have a purpose and you truly pursue it fearlessly. This might have come out first when you were a child or very young, that you were born out of a very deep curiosity, and that carried on into adulthood. You are a natural leader. Like the Arcturians, you are drawn to the stars. That is just part of being a starseed. You're a very good problem solver. Lyrans are very solution oriented. They're very good at getting things done, and they absorb information so fast, like a sponge. You believe in the potential in humans. You know that we can make change when we work together. People trust you and they gravitate towards you. They might tell you their life story. They might always want to be around you. You dislike authority. You might be quiet and reserved or be labeled as an introvert or a loner, which is totally fine. You get more energy by spending time alone. You like to spend time with others, but you need to recoup and recharge your introvert battery by yourself. This could be a blessing and a curse, but you feel compelled to solve other people's problems. Your happiness does not depend on external circumstances, and you are very independent. Also, if this one wasn't obvious, you love cats. You have a strong draw to cats and felines, lions, tigers. This video is getting really long, so I'm just going to do those four for today. We will get into more starseeds later. If you didn't see yours, don't be discouraged. It will come, I promise. You might not be a starseed per se. You could be a light worker. You could be an earth angel. You could be an indigo child. You could be a rainbow child. There is a multitude of other kinds of high vibrational beings that you could be within your human vessel. That is not to say that any are more special than the other. That is not to say that you cannot be both, but we will get into all of those in a different video. How do I know if I am one of these? So what we are going to do is really look intuitively. We're going to ask ourselves intuitively. You might not get this answer right away. You might need to meditate on it. You might need to sleep on it. I highly advise that you try to get this answer through yourself. You can also get a past life reading, but I feel that it is much more rewarding to get this information either from your guides or through intuition. If you just think you're a starseed, chances are you are. You probably are. You know you're a starseed now. What do you do with this information? You make the world a better place. Plant the seed of love and light, of oneness, of forgiveness. You chose to be here. You are meant to be here. And just because you don't belong to this planet doesn't mean that you aren't here to make this planet a new place, a better place. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure you do that and click the little bell icon so that you're notified when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you.